What's good, family? What's good? IOBA, I'm TC. So, they just finished up that Senate debate in Georgia. Raphael, Warnock, and Herschel Walker. Okay. And to me, both of them dudes are typical politicians. And voting for any one of them is just going to give you more of the same. You got Herschel Walker talking about cutting the budget and cutting social programs and removing the social safety net and keeping the big bloated ass military because we always got to be ready for war. And then you got Raphael Warnock talking about no to reparations and not promising black people anything specific, while at the same time going in front of the Asians and talking about how he's going to always have their back. Typical Democrat and Republican shit, while at the same time not willing to do anything tangible and specific for black people, or not really promising us anything. Trying to more or less, I guess, melt us into the greater society and act like we don't exist and try to do shit for every other group except for us specifically. So you got these two same people running the same goddamn playbook that they've been running for the last however many years. So it seems to me we don't have any good choices in that race. So I don't live in Georgia. My Senate race is here in Florida, and it's going to be pretty much the same shit. The Democrats running a policy of benign neglect when it comes to black people, and doing specific things for every other group of people. And the Republicans talking about cutting social programs and cutting taxes and building up the big military. I guess that begs the question of how the fuck big do they want the military to get? And when you got this big military, all you can do with it is create more war, fight more war. Ain't nobody trying to attack the United States. I remember I did a video a couple years back when everybody thought that North Korea and the United States was going to go to war. North Korea was going to do something crazy. And I said back then, and I'm going to say it again, ain't no big war going to happen between North Korea and the United States. They're going to have a bunch of proxy wars between Russia, China, and the United States. Because for one thing, we got all this military equipment and we want to sell all of these arms. So we got to use the arms that we sell. So it pays to create wars as long as you don't create them on your own soil. You can kill a whole bunch of people. I mean, when I say a whole bunch, I mean thousands of people at a time, as long as they're not American white people, in the interest of your big military spending and your big military budget. But that's the type of shit Herschel Walker and the Republicans is all about. But at the same time, the Democrats is down for the big military too, because they never vote to cut the military budget. So that we can have money for other programs, like money for education, money for infrastructure and things of that nature. So it's just the same old shit, different day, with Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. So in truth, you just got to pick your poison. You know what I mean? What you want, arsenic or cyanide? Which one do you want? What has to happen though? What has to happen is we need to field our own candidates. We need to start creating our own politicians with our best interests at heart. And that's, it might sound easy, but it's a very big undertaking. It's not going to be easy because you got motherfuckers who claim that they have our best interests at heart, and as soon as they get in a position of power, they get co-opted. We got to figure out a way to prevent that from happening. You got to figure out a way to prevent that from happening. And I don't know. When you start your ground roots campaign, the big media comes and they say, and they just more or less demonize you and destroy you. Like that brother that was running against nigger Jim Clyburn up in the Carolinas. His name escapes me right now, but it'll come to me. He got in Raphael Warnock face the other day to ask about reparations. And Warnock just turned his back on him and blew him off like he wasn't shit. Just like they would anybody that had asked the real questions. Just like Jim Clyburn did. You know? So we got to start finding our own politicians, and we got to really, really get behind them. And old niggas like me, well, when I say old like me, I mean in my age group, but because I don't think like them. But old heads got to get off the Democratic motherfucking gravy train. They sent me a ballot in the mail the other day because, you know, they wanted me to vote early. And I'm looking at the fucking ballot, right? I'm looking down. And I ain't seen nobody. I'm in Florida. I got Ron DeSantis and Charlie Crist running for governor. And then I got a whole bunch of other Democrats and Republicans. I don't see any third party candidate that I can recognize and get behind. I just started writing in names and folded it up and stuck it in the mailbox because I couldn't see myself voting for anybody on that ticket. Because ain't nobody on that ticket promising me shit. Me or my people. They're not promising me or my people anything. So I couldn't, in good conscience, vote for them. My advice is we got to pool our monies and get behind some strong candidates. And then we got to push that candidate and push him until we get him or her in office. And then we got to do everything we can to keep that candidate from being co-opted. Because like I said, once they get in office, get in Congress, get in the Senate, it's almost like they take them in a room somewhere and tell them what's really going to happen. Yeah, I know what you thought you said you're going to do. I know what you said you want to do with your people, and all, but this is how it really works once you get here. I'm convinced that that's what happens to politicians, you know, young and new politicians once they reach a certain level. We got to figure out a way to prevent that shit from happening. Some of these motherfucking strong-ass, opinionated YouTubers need to start running for office if they legit, if they really believe what they saying. If they really believe what they saying, they should run for office and see if they can. And I'm gonna use this term that I hear all the time. If they wanna be the change that they want to see happen. You know what I mean? They need to start running for office. And that way we can put our own candidates up with our own best interests at heart. Because that's the only way you're going to change shit. That's the only way shit going to happen. And then we got to do everything that we can to keep those candidates from being co-opted. Because we already know, don't nobody give a goddamn about black Americans. And at the bottom of the black American totem pole is heterosexual black men. Don't nobody give a damn about us. So we got to give a damn about ourselves. And we got to do this shit quietly like the Asians do. You know, we got to do this shit quietly like the Asians do. If we don't find good candidates, we got to start buying the candidates that are already there. We got to start buying the candidates that are already there. They got to be thrown out of office. Like Warnock got to go, and Jim Clyburn got to go, and a whole bunch of other ones got to go. They got to go. And we need a whole new crop of people. If we can't get Warnock in them to see and understand what we're going through. And it's clear that they don't, and they're not going to, so they got to go. And there's a send a message to the candidates that left, that if you have to take black people seriously. I said this many times before, and I'm going to say it one more time because, like, in my old videos I mentioned this. I believe that the black voting bloc and black people are the most powerful people in the country as a group when it comes to these elections. Because if we all stay home, if all the black people stay home and don't vote, the Republicans win. But if we come out in large numbers, the Democrats win. If we stay home, the Republicans win. Because the white people always vote Republican. And most of the Hispanics are leaning towards the GOP. I say most. But when we come out, we get half of the voting bloc, or half of the white people that vote Democrat, and we throw our weight behind the Democrats. And we have just enough Hispanics voting Democrat to push the Democrat over the line, if that makes fucking sense. But when we stay home and we don't cast our ballot for any of them, or we start putting our support behind a third-party candidate, then the Republican wins and the Democrats lose. And at the end of the day, that's all they care about. Who rules? Because whether it's a Democrat or whether it's a Republican, a lot of times the big picture doesn't change. A lot of times the big picture doesn't change. Just saying. Raphael Warnock, Herschel Walker, two versions of the same asshole. And with that, I'm going to close out. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to build the channel up. I'm trying to reach my first 50 subscribers and see if I can get some common sense in this goddamn game. Because all of this infighting going to kill us. If you want to hear some common sense, if you want somebody that's just going to talk straight to you from an OG perspective, somebody that remembers all the way back when Jimmy goddamn Carter got in office and how he got in office, come check me out. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will catch you on the next one. TC, and I'm out.